Did you know that the Highwaymen might not have been called the Highwaymen, nor recorded the iconic song that inspired the name? One thing was for sure. Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Kris Kristofferson would create a supergroup. But thanks to the contribution of one young, resourceful mandolin and guitar player named Marty Stuart, neither the name nor the song may have ever come to be.
Hey there, music lovers! If you're into the best country vibes and all things music, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell.
The song Highwayman was written by Jimmy Webb in 1977. Working in London on his album El Mirage, after a hard night of drinking with friend Harry Nilsson, he had a dream in which he was an outlaw, pistols strapped to his side, running down country roads, outrunning the law, sweat pouring down his face. He got up, drenched in sweat, sat down at the piano, and started writing in a kind of frenzied state from being in the dream. Though Jimmy Webb himself recorded Highwayman for his album El Mirage, it did not catch on. Not even when Glenn Campbell did the song for the title cut on his 1979 album did the song begin to take hold among country music fans. It was, relatively speaking, unknown. Webb later offered the song to Waylon Jennings, believing it would suit him perfectly. However, Waylon didn't feel it was right for him at the time and turned it down. Fast forward to a few years later, and Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Kris Kristofferson were in Switzerland filming a Christmas television special dedicated to Cash. It was there they decided to work on a collaborative project. By that point, Waylon and Willie were tight, and Johnny and Kris were too. Kristofferson was also close with Waylon and Willie, and Waylon had once roomed with Johnny Cash. But it wasn't until Switzerland that Cash and Nelson really connected, and their budding friendship prompted the supergroup idea. They didn't have a name, but they knew they were onto something great. By December 1984, the stars aligned, and all four came together at Chips Moman's studio in Nashville. Marty Stuart, then a fixture in Johnny Cash's band, was on hand for the recording sessions playing guitarist. Having honed his skills with Lester Flatt, Vassar Clements, and Doc Watson, Stuart joined Cash's band in 1980. As the story goes, 2 days in the studio had produced very little of the magic the quartet had been hoping to find. The harmonies just weren't gelling. Sensing an opportunity, Marty threw out Highwayman to the four legends. He thought the song would suit them just fine, with each member taking a verse and without any harmonies required. Jimmy Webb wrote Highwayman, a story about a soul reincarnating through 4 different lives: a highwayman, a sailor, a dam builder, and a starship captain. The decisions of who would sing what could have been contentious, but once the group finally embraced the idea, it all came together. The verse about the starship was immediately claimed by Johnny Cash, and nobody disputed it. By December 6, 1984, when they recorded the song, it seemed like this supergroup had found its identity. Highwayman became more than just a lead single. It named the group and became the title of their debut album. The song reached #1 on the charts, and the album achieved similar success, cementing their legacy. This accomplishment also brought newfound attention to Marty Stuart. As Stuart recalled, "It all of a sudden gave me a presence around the building at Columbia. That's that kid who found that song for those guys." This recognition gave him the leverage to request a record deal, launching his solo career. Without Highwayman, Jimmy Webb's composition, and Marty Stuart's insight, the Highwaymen may not have existed as we know them. Marty Stuart's own career trajectory may have been very different, too. A supergroup called Cash, Nelson, Jennings, and Kristofferson just wouldn't have carried the same iconic weight, and their collaboration might not have achieved the same historic success. Today, the Highwaymen are enshrined as the Mount Rushmore of country music, their legacy to live on for generations to come.